Good morning, students. Today we will start with our next exercise, that is exercise 3.2. In our last class, we had did the exercise 3.1. So today we will start exercise 3.2. This exercise is about the types of number as you are familiar with, that is the even number and odd number. And even number, as you know, it's the number that are divisible by 2, exactly divisible by 2, and the number that are not exactly divisible by 2 are known as odd numbers. We till now we have known about the two kinds of categorization, that is even number and odd number. Now we are introducing the concept of the other categories, that is the prime numbers. I hope you earlier know about this, but let me refamiliar you with this concept about of the prime numbers. Prime numbers are all those numbers which have only two factors, that is number 1 and the number itself. Only two factors are there, are termed as prime number. Likewise 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. Mind over here, keep one thing in mind, many students due to confusion consider 9 also as a prime number, but 9 is not a prime number. Though it's an odd number, but it is not a prime number because it has more than two factors, that is 1, 3 and 9 itself. So it is not a prime number. Second category is the composite number. It is just opposite of prime number. All those number which have more than two factors are known as composite numbers, and all the numbers which have more than two factor falls within this category. Likewise 4, 6, 8, 9, as if I told you right now, 15, etc., all these numbers are composite number. Okay, disregard of whether the number is even or odd, that doesn't matter. The number should possess more than two factors is considered as composite number. There are certain more things to be keep in mind, that is number 1, 2 is the only even prime number. There is only one even prime number, and that is 2. Okay, next, 1 is the only number which does not falls in any of the category. It is not prime number and not even it is an even number, not is a composite number. It is 1 has no category. Okay, fifth point to be in mind, that is the twin primes. First of all, its written is prime, so prime means the number should be prime. Twin means 2, so it is a collection of two numbers, likewise which have the difference of 2 between them, that is 3 and 5. If we subtract 5 and 3, we'll got 2. Similarly 5 and 7, 11 and 13. So the number which have 2 as the difference and both of them are prime are termed as twin prime number. That means they occur after the gap of 2. Such kind of prime numbers are termed as twin prime numbers. Okay, you can see the gap, the difference between all the number is 2. So now we are starting the exercise, that is number 1. What is the sum of, this is the first question, the sum of two odd numbers. Okay, if I add two odd numbers, likewise I'll take the example of 3 and 5. I'll take two odd numbers, I'll add them up, I'll get even number. 7 and 9, 11 and 5, whenever I add two odd number, I always get an even number. So we can say that the sum of two odd number is always a even number. In such kind of questions, whenever you want to justify something, do one thing, go through some examples, keep your observation, and then you can tell you whatever the answer is. Okay, first of all consider few examples, and then according to example you will decide your answer. Okay, next question, what is the sum of two even numbers? Same concept, take two even numbers, add them up, and you'll find some answer. Do repeat this process 2 or 3 times so that you can get confirmed about your procedure. Again take two other or even numbers, and you got the answer, that is also even. So we justify that sum of two even number is an another even number. Now coming to the true and false. Behind, it's not just like that rectification ki keep in mind that true true false true false true false. Likewise don't do that. Do one thing, you must know the reason behind that, why the statement is true and why the statement is false. Okay, mathematically it is very mandatory. In other subject you can have different approaches, but in maths you must know the reason behind the answer being true or false. The first statement is the sum of three odd number is even. It's written false. Why? As I told you, the approach, that is, take few examples into the consideration before getting into any kind of justification. So I'll take three odd numbers, 3, 5 and 7, and I got an odd number. Again I'll take three other different odd numbers, 7, 9 and 11. Again I get another odd number. So the statement is false, as it is saying the sum of three odd numbers is even number. Okay. Second, sum of two odd numbers and one even number is even. Okay, take an example into the consideration and you can find that 3 plus 9, two odd number and one even number 2, add them up, you will got an even number, so the statement is true. Third, the product of three odd number is odd. Okay, let's take an example into the consideration. Multiply three odd numbers, 3, 5 and 7, you will have another odd number. So the statement is true again. D. If an even number is divided by 2, the quotient is always odd. It is not always odd. Let me show you. I'll take up three examples. First one, I divide 14 by 2, I divide 16 by 2, I divide 12 by 2. ठीक है, I divide three even numbers by 2. In first case I receive an odd number, but in other two cases I receive even numbers. So it is not sure that you will always receive an odd number. So the answer is false. Fifth part, all prime numbers are odd. Yes, no, it's not true, because we have only 1 and only 2 as an even prime number. So majority of prime numbers are odd, but 2 is an exceptional case. That's why the statement is not true for all prime numbers. That's why the answer is false. Answer will be false. It is not true, it is false. Okay. Next, the prime numbers do not have any factors. Before starting the chapter, I told you about the definition of prime numbers, that prime numbers are those numbers which have only two factors, and here it is written that they are having no factors. So the statement is not true. Prime number have factors, but they have only limited two factors. Next, sum of two prime number is always even. Let's take an example into consideration. Take two prime numbers 3 and 5, add them up, you will receive 8. Similarly, take other different prime numbers 11 and 13, add them up, you will again receive an even number. So the answer is true. 2 is the only even prime number. It's a fact, so there is no matter of description. So yes, 2 is the only even prime number. All even numbers are composite number. Yes, all even numbers are composite number. This is debatable. It could be true. 2 is the only even prime number. So for all, it can be considered true, and it can be considered false also. So it is not applicable on all even number, because 2 is also an even number and prime number also, so it is not applied. So it is also not true for all even numbers. It is false. Next, the product of two even number is always even. Let's take an example. Take two even numbers 2 and 4, multiply them, you will obtain the product as 8. Again take two other different even numbers 4 and 6, multiply them, you will obtain the product as 24. So it is true. Next, question number 3. The number 3 and 31 are prime numbers. Both of these numbers have digits 1 and 3. Find such pairs of prime numbers up to 100. I can mention the answers over here, but the point is, how do I find these answers? The process to find these answer is, first of all, mark all the prime numbers between 1 to 100. They are very limited, so there is no big deal in finding such kind of prime numbers from 1 to 100. Now see, by reversing which digit you will obtain a pair. All right, you will obtain only 3 pairs, that is 7 and 71, 37 and 73, 79 and 97, other than 13 and 31. So there are only 4 pairs of such numbers which you can consider as such kind of pair, where while reversing the digits they again become a prime number. The process is: find the 2-digit prime numbers till 100, reverse the order and check whether they fits within the given criteria, given context or not. Okay. Next, write down separately prime number and composite number less than 20. This is a homework for you. Make a column like this: one for prime number till 20, one for composite number till 20, and write them differently over here. Question number 5. What is the greatest prime number between 1 to 10? As I told you earlier, that students get confused and they write 9 is the largest prime number. 9 is not a prime number, it's composite number. So first of all, make a list of all the prime numbers till 10: 2, 3, 5 and 7. Now circle the largest prime number and then you can justify that 7 is the largest prime number less than 10. Question number 6. Express the following as sum of 2 odd primes. Means you have to express 36 as sum of 2 prime numbers, but you cannot use 2 over here because it's written the number should be odd primes. You cannot use 2 over here. Okay. 36, I can mention 31 and 5, both are odd and both are prime. Again, for 18 I can write 15 and 3. For other 2 cases, that are your homework. Okay. A and C are homework. Give 3 pairs of prime numbers whose difference is 2. That is, the pair of twin primes has been asked. The number should be prime and they should have a gap of 2 between them. So 3 and 5, 11 and 13, 17 and 19. Okay. Question number 8 is homework for you. Which of the following numbers are prime numbers? You can easily justify by looking upon them, by observing the number. And check it out whether they possess only 2 factors or more than that. If they possess more than 2 factors, they are composite, otherwise they are prime numbers. Question number 9. Write 7 consecutive composite number less than 100 so that there is no prime number between them. There is only these 7 numbers: 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 and 96. They have no prime numbers in between them. All of them are composite numbers. Question number 10. Express each of the following as sum of 3 odd primes. This was about the sum of 2 odd primes. These are sum of 3 odd primes. Again, you cannot use 2 over here. Okay. 2 of them are did for you and the rest of them are homework. For 21, I can write 11 plus 7 plus 3. 11 plus 7, 18, 18 plus 3, 21. For 53, 37, 13 and 3. 37 and 3, 40, 40 and 13, 53. Okay. How to do these questions are: look by the nearest possible prime number nearby 53. You have to justify which is the nearest and take a list of prime numbers in a descending order. That is, from 57 going down, 53 sorry, going down we will find that the prime number is 47, then 43, then 41, then 37. So any of the numbers can be picked up and you can be used for making other such pairs. Okay, so you can try this at home and by now find the difference how much number is needed, and that gap is to be filled by using prime numbers only. Okay, so this you can try at home. Last question for today is write 5 pairs of prime numbers less than 20 whose sum is divisible by 5. First of all, less than 20, the numbers will be 5 that are divisible by 5 are 5, 10 and 15 and 20 also. Till 20 we can use. Okay na? So the first pair is 2 and 3, add them up, you will receive 5. The another pair is 3 and 7, add them up, you will receive 10. Next pair is 2 and 13, you will receive 15. And the other two numbers are 17 and 3, add them up, you will receive 20. Next is 7 and 13, you will receive 20 again, and all of these numbers are divisible by 5. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.